Okay, folks, I'm on a little bit of a quest today, and it all has to do with those palm trees right there. And I just discovered these things. Well, I didn't discover the palm trees, but I just discovered something about them just a few days ago. That these things are producing some fruits. And I've only been watching this one that's closest to me here. And these things just happen to be on this vacant lot that's, well, there's my mailboxes. There's a bunch of mailboxes there. Mine is one of them. And it's on this vacant lot that goes around. And down this way here, through them trees there, that's the back of my house right there. So whenever I come walking down through here to get my mail, I pass by these here palm trees. And I will get further into this once we get up to the trees, and I'll show you what's going on here. Okay, folks, this is what we came for. You see those yellow balls up in there? Now that yellowish thing up in there, that was what all this fruit was attached to. And it has dropped all of its fruit already. And this is the prime time that it is ripe. So I'm going to be harvesting as much of this as possible. Sure, I'm going to have to compete with the bees. And there's a bunch of it down on the ground here. It's all mixed in this tall grass here. And of course that plant right there with the white flower on it, I want to stay as far away from that thing as possible, because that thing will sting the hell out of you. And it will burn for a long time. And then you can see another cluster of them up in there that's still green. And they should be ripe, probably about the end of this month maybe. This is August 1st, so. But I can see them bees are all over these fruit and those stems. This is what they call the Pindo palm, P-I-N-D-O. Now don't get it confused with a pinto horse or a pinto bean. This is a P-I-N-D-O palm. And this tree, this palm is native to, I want to say Brazil, Argentina, and Uruguay. But it is cold hardy up here in the United States, up into and through Zone 8. So, and these fruit ripen right about this time of year, in between July and August. And so we'll go about picking some of these and see what we can get out of them. We shall talk to you in a little bit after we get them picked. Alright folks, I'm back and got me pretty close to about 2 gallons of fruit here. And these fruit are about the size of a cherry. And I've tasted them and they're very, very sweet. I don't know why more people don't know about these. But what I've got here anyhow is I've got them in a sink full of water and I'm washing them off, and I'm Gonna seed them after this, and well, I'll walk you through the steps here. I'll be back in a little bit after I get them all cleaned up here. Alright, just to clarify a few things here. Okay, this is a cherry right here, and this is the Pindo Palm. Now they both have seeds in them, and you can see that the Pindo Palm seed is a little bit bigger than the cherry seed, and the Pindo Palm, the pulp in it is very fibrous, and of those that I've eaten, sure, they're very sweet, but you don't want to really chew up that pulp very much. You want to spit that out pretty much, but it is very sweet. And the pulp reminds me of the fibrous fruit around a mango seed. It's that fibrous, and it sticks to the seed. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to put them all in a pot and bring them to a boil, and well, I'll show you here. Okay, now I've already got one of these colanders full already in this here pot, and I'm just adding the second one here, and then we're going to add enough water to just come up to the top of these things. Don't really want to cover them all. That should be plenty. And now we will turn the burner on. I'll turn it up to about 6 here at medium high temporarily. And we'll just bring these up to a simmer. And we're supposed to let these things simmer for about an hour to get all the juices out of those fibers. And after that's all done, then I'll bring it back and show you the next step. Okay, folks, this stuff is boiled for an hour, and then I let it cool down for an hour too. But about halfway through the boiling process, this fruit just was not breaking down. So I had to grab my handy dandy masher here and help it along a little bit, and it seemed to break down pretty good. So I still got the seeds in there and all the pulp and all that. So now I gotta drain it, or strain it I should say, and put it into another pot. All I want is the juice. So I got me a little colander here with about 4 or 5 layers of cheesecloth in it, and hopefully that'll take out all this pulp. So we shall see. There's a bunch of pulp, that's for sure. Let me get this. Let me do this another way here. A little bit faster. Oh yes, mucho gooder. The reason I'm doing the straining like this is because this pulp, like I said earlier, is very what would you call it? Nasty. It's all fiber. And you don't really want to eat all that fiber. I mean, sure, fiber is good for you and all, but trying to chew on that fiber, it's like trying to chew on cardboard. So I'm just going to let this here drain for a while, and then we'll come back and see what else happens to it. Okay, I've got this thing straining and hung up here, and I'm just going to let this thing drip. It's still dripping probably about 1 drop a second, maybe a little bit more. I'm just going to let it drip for a while, and it's getting pretty late now. It's 11 o'clock at night. So after this is all drained and everything, I'm just going to put it in the refrigerator for the night, and we'll see how this thing looks in the morning. I'll measure it tomorrow to see exactly how much juice I've got. And then I'm going to try to make a small batch of jelly out of this stuff here. They say that you don't have to add pectin to it, but one website says you don't have to, another one says you do. So I'm just going to add pectin to it to be on the safe side. And it's really sweet enough where you really, I don't want to add as much sugar as they're calling for. They're calling for, what is that, for every 5 cups of juice, they want 5 cups of sugar for 5 cups of juice. I think I'm going to cut that down to about half for this first batch and see how it turns out. And I can always add more sugar if I need to on the next batch. So we'll just let this drain for a while, and we'll come back for the next round here.